Alrighty. I do believe, yep, we are live. And it is drawing time yet again. And I have to admit, I'm not really feeling it. But that's okay. We can still make some progress. We can still do some stuff. That camera just aligned properly. Hopefully by next week, I will have something to make this a little more aligned properly, but we'll get there. As always, we'll start with some line reps just to kind of get back into the feel. Just to remind myself and ourselves of what we're doing and why we're doing it. And we'll just do this for a while to get it back into our bones of what we're doing, namely drawing. And just get that drawing back in our system. Do some straight lines. Get used to that again. Oops, just realized I forgot my hat. Have to change that. There, now an artist. This makes me an artist, right? Having a hat. Funny how that is, isn't it? Just having having that little change in your life just makes you think a little more. Get rid of some fuzz there. And just keep on drawing. That's kind of the motto of this series, I think. These videos, just keep on drawing. Hi, Tandem T. Good to see you. I am just trying to get back into the mood of drawing. Not the mood, but the practice. We'll be doing some more expressions tonight. Get a feel for what that would be like. How are you doing? Oops. I'll do that. Yep, you are first one here. This is the 8th of May. Sign it. A few more line reps. And again, we'll just do some curves here. I do like these curves. Get used to the idea of moving those lines between objects. Make sure we can do that cleanly. Have control. That's really what we're going for in these exercises here, I think. Just get used to controlling the pencil or the pen, whatever you have. Try to do that in a naturalistic way. So you're not too self-conscious, but you're doing some nice clean lines. You can see I have a nice curve in here, but it's a little wobbly over in this corner because I have to make that sudden turn, and it's very difficult to do that in a way that doesn't wobble. There we go. Give myself a little more. There we are. Hi, Master Chief. You go see Rampage. Cool. Hi, Daniel. It's a full house tonight. Everyone's showing up. That's cool. For some more drawing, some more talking, some more discussion. All right, so those are some line reps. I feel, I'll do it over here. 18. Having all sorts of problems with my signature there. Okay, we'll just leave that there. Sometimes that's not happy. Alrighty. I've actually been thinking about how to rig up the camera so it'll be right over the paper. It's gonna be fun to play around with to figure out how to do that. Maybe some metal struts or something, or We'll figure it out. Alrighty. All right. You are now Diego, if I can remember. So I really love this illustration you see down here of Manta, that stuck out tongue. I want to try to copy that. So expression practice. And so I'm just going to try to first off get the basics of that head going. Probably a little bigger on the ears there. Okay, so that's the basic shape we want for that head for now. We're going to do the eyes like that, and then the eyes like that, and then same thing here. The eyes are actually pretty close together. And that eyebrow comes like that. It actually curls up. Both of them curl up. That's interesting. Let's see here. This should curve, given that. What does drawing inward mean? It means thinking. It means taking your drawings and imagining what they could be, and just internalizing your drawings. Basically, that is my goal with all of this. I'm gonna turn this a bit so you can still see me while I'm drawing. Let's do our thing. So it's kind of, if you aren't spending much of your time thinking about what you're drawing or what you're doing in general, it doesn't tend to stick very well. So I'm trying to make sure I do that. Yeah, there's certainly a bit of acrylic in him, definitely. We can fix that with some hair. We'll go ahead and give him that bit of hair coming down like that. Okay. A little less Krillin now. All right. So what do we need to do to make this look more correct? So first off, this needs to be a more prominent line coming down. Let's see. This needs to arc up more. That's the issue there. It should be more like that. Yeah, that's better. We'll give him his pupils. He probably wants that. Very extreme pupils. Okay, that's cool. He has no eyebrows, which is kind of weird. Although, oh no, the eyebrows have kind of come down. Gotcha. But that is, and he has a little bit of a sweat drop there, which is cool. We'll give him the internals of his ear. Cool, that works. Thanks, Diego. Learning. Let me try inking this. What, I keep forgetting. How, meh, alright. See if we can get something that's more firm. Darken that up. The more I ink, the more I realize that I think I would benefit from like a pen that has variable width, so you can get something really interesting. And then we'll do this. And just darken up those eyebrows. You're looking kind of like a villain here. Then we'll do, oops. this. Of course, the proof will come when I'm actually drawing these things myself. That's where things tend to go south. When I'm trying to create these things in a reasonably correct way. Do that. Give him his tongue. I think his tongue should not be quite as... His tongue should probably do this. That's better. Okay, and then those pupils, man. The pupils just make the eye every time. I will almost certainly, yeah, need to darken those eyebrows even further. Make them strong. He's a strong character, and so he deserves strong eyebrows. It's an interesting thing about anime characters is how much that matters. I want to go a little firmer on that line there. I want that to be a slightly stronger, yeah, line. We'll go out and do the full thing there. Give him his hair. Ah. Oh shoot, I really messed that up. Oh well. If I were a mangaka, I would probably have to redraw that from scratch. But I'm not, so I don't. Which is rather convenient. Alright. Note to self, do not draw, or do not put your hand on something you just inked. And then we'll do the rest of the hair here. Okay, then we'll fill in those eyes. I think the eyes should be a little more round. All right, fill that in. I do love filling in these blacks. Very satisfying. All right, there's our expression. Now, hey, Hem. Good to see ya. No. I guess we'll do a similar kind of thing over here. Just messing around a little bit. Okay, cool. So what have we learned? We've learned big eyes, strong expression, the low eyebrows, if I could actually write, low eyebrows are intense. Okay, so bring them all the way down to there. Really pushes in that expression. Tongue is goofy. That's sort of what that means. Cool. I usually play video games on Sunday nights. Diego. Sometimes I'm able to do it other times, but that's usually what works out for me. Oh, sweat drop. Give him his little... Cool. So you can see here how I smudged down when I just kind of had the hand on there. Just smudged that pretty badly. It should be able to resolve itself once I actually let that dry and ink it. All right, so that's helpful, giving that sense of what to do with the eyebrows. Let's try something else. I have a few here I'm playing around with. Let's grab, yes, Happy Yo. I just need to pull that back a little bit. Maybe a bit more. bigger so we can see what he's doing. Yeah, all right. So I want to draw this yo, who's nice and happy. Look how the middle line of the tongue is supposed to go all the way through. Really? I'm just going to pull that up on my side. Don't need to. Oops. You're right, all the way through. Thank you. I'm going to fix that right now. Huh. I don't like that, to be honest. I don't like the line going all the way through. Huh. Interesting. Oh well. Now we know. Alright, so let's do some yo here. We're going to just get a basic head shape here first. Just get started. And a nice giant smile. It actually starts there. Oh, it's interesting. Actually, no, it's not as... It's a little more triangular. Interesting. So it kind of starts up here. Nice and and then it kind of comes down like this and out like this and then up, and then it kind of dips down a little bit, kind of like that. Probably go out a little bit more and maybe go down a bit more before going in. Yeah, that's fairly close, and then we'll just do the He's actually a little slanted, and then he has his eyebrows up like that. Huh. And actually his face is more like this. I'm getting confused with the hair. So that's a fairly yo-like face. He's not quite that jowled, though. So we'll fix that. He has a fairly angular face there. So now I'm thinking in terms of how this actually looks. A little slimmer. Yeah, you're right. Let's cut that in a bit. Yeah, that's a little more yo. Obviously, he's not quite that that straight, but that's closer. We give him his ridiculously low ears. One thing I actually kind of like about this mangaka is how this works. Is how his ears are so low. It just has this interesting style. Now, obviously, Yo's kind of leaning back and laughing a little bit. That's what he's getting across there. Still, okay. So we want to get across still this idea of these teeth doing this, and then a little bit of a shade back here to get across the idea of the tongue. Interesting. It's almost some screen tone there, and then just some ear lines. I don't really care about doing the ears right for now. Cool. Yeah, exactly. I really appreciate everyone's view. Yeah, it's tough, Daniel. I mean, getting humans right in chibi is, boy, that's a skill. Maybe I'll get there someday. And let's just for simplicity's sake, we'll do a little bit of the hair down here. Just get a sense of his hair coming down. Again, this is not Yo's hairstyle, but it just gives us a reference point. Okay, I'm going to try inking that. I'm going to go, now we can go pretty dark on that. So we definitely, there's a nice curve to his eye that I want to keep. But probably a little stronger than that. And again, that sort of arches up a bit there and then curls back down. So there's the jollity to me comes from the curvature of the eye. Obviously, we'll thicken this quite a bit more. And then we'll keep this up like that and this up like that. Yeah, that keeps it nice and upbeat. I've added a light. Actually, I've added a couple of lights, which I think helps a little bit. I'm constantly changing around the light situation. Is it easier or harder to see? So we want to do, yeah, we just want to do some. Like I said, we'll just throw in some hair. Okay. He has very simple check nose, and then I'm gonna try to be fairly careful here with that mouth shape because it's quite organic. It's not nearly as square as I had represented it there. I'm gonna make sure it is nice and flowing. Filling that in anyway. We'll see how much I like filling things in with that mouth, right? Okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's a little bit funky there with the curve, but I can live with that. Well, we'll see what happens. And then we do the teeth, and his teeth actually curve down even more than that. Yeah. Okay, so there's those teeth. We'll give him the rest of his chin. I was just noticing that's a very thin line for the jawline. Let's do that. Okay. And then we'll move the ears up a little bit to adjust. And then make the ears start up there. Give him some little ear things there. All right, we're going. Oh, cool, it's working out. Oh, yeah, see, I smudged again. I know, I saw some mangaka actually draws with a tissue. So he lays that down and then does his stuff, and then lays that down and does his stuff, and I think that helps it to dry properly. All right. There's my, I'm going to get a nice heavy, is this the heaviest? No, there's the heaviest. You want to go that heavy? We'll try. No, you know, I've got a heavy right here. So first thing I'm going to do is darken up these eyes. Really focus you in on his eyes. Cool. We will also darken up this a bit. So you don't forget those eyebrows. The eyebrows do convey a lot of emotion, it seems. Good. Everything else is pretty, I think it has some pretty dark lines for the ears. I'll go ahead and do that. give it a try. I want to block out that tongue. Oh no, it's not like that. Oh wow. Alright. This might be stupid, or let's just say unwise. Oh, and I don't want to use that. Do I? Yeah. Because I can do this all on the computer. But let me just try filling this in with a dark marker, or rather a heavy tipped marker, and just see what happens. See how far I can get before I just go crazy. Or this becomes just an unbearable stream. As you just watch lines slowly appear. It's funny, I was actually just watching last night some of the very earliest animations to ever be made. Like the first animations done by Winsor McCay back in the 1910, 1911 period. I think 1911 was the first one. And the first ones were basically just filming him drawing one drawing. So it was more or less this, and so you watched as the ink filled it in. It was actually kind of interesting. The idea that most people had never seen a cartoonist draw, and so that was interesting to watch. Just for, you can make a film that was just a cartoonist drawing. Of course, you could still do that. People would still be interested in watching that. And then it showed those characters not only being drawn, but also animated and started moving around and jumping around. And then to go even further with that, one of the characters in the short film then takes a pencil, turns around, and draws another character. So he actually animates a character drawing another character, and then that character comes to life and starts moving around. So that's pretty trippy. Going meta back in 1911. Like ASMR, yeah, totally. But I find it interesting going back to those early days of a medium and seeing what folks are doing. Whoops, went a little outside that line, so I'm going to have to widen his mouth. One of his early films, like his fourth, I think, is an animation of the sinking of the Lusitania, which was a passenger ship that the Germans attacked in World War I, when the U.S. was still not in the war. And so the Germans decided to just torpedo a passenger ship. And of course the thing is, there were no cameras there to record it. So the innovation was this idea that, you just find some animators and have them animate this thing. And it's not cartoony. They try to be as realistic as possible. They took essentially drawings of the actual Lusitania, do that, and animated those. And it's very effective in terms of getting across the horrors of that, of just being sunk at sea, just out in the middle of nowhere. And especially again, you're not only you're not part of a military, you're not part of any side in this war, so no one's ready for it. And you're just all sinking. The Lusitania went down quick, as I recall. What I consider a bad GPA in high school? Oh, I don't know. I did not go to high school, so I can't tell. And of course, I was doing high school stuff 25 years ago. I'm old. So, I don't know, 2.0? That seems pretty bad to me. Where you're not getting half of what's coming in, or you're barely getting half. That would, my parents certainly would not have been happy with me if I was getting the equivalents of 2.0s. I do love filling in black lines. Just something very satisfying. I think because there's no danger involved. You know, you're just making this thing happen. And it's very easy progress. There's no logic, in a sense. You're just watching this thing come into existence. And you can kind of, you know, you can do it in any direction you want. Although obviously some are better than others. I'm learning that right this second. This area has lots of little bits. Also surprisingly hard to hit those bits that have white in them. Like you think you're on it, but you're not. And you think you're covering that line, but it's like, nope. No, you're not. Yep, I was homeschooled from 6th grade through 12th. And also technically 1st grade. But that was a special thing. My mom was, she ran a Montessori school. And so I was in that beforehand. And then she got the 1st grade books and was like, well, 1st grade, it really is just kind of kindergarten plus or Montessori school plus. So she was able to homeschool me for 1st grade. But the intent was for me to go ahead and do normal schooling. But my siblings campaigned that I go to private school because they had some really bad experiences in public schools, and they said just Brent would not survive public school. Was I think what they said. So I basically so I got private schooled, and they did too. And then we were going to move, and we couldn't get into the public school I wanted to get into because of how things were changing around the last minute. That was for 6th grade, so they decided, 5th grade. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, no, 6th grade. 6th grade. So they said, okay, well, we'll homeschool you until you can get into a private school. And then it worked out. And I'm one of those kids that always did well with, like, authority. Like, I was not a jerk. I pretty much did what my parents told me to. So homeschool worked out well for me. All right. So what have we learned? Curve equals friendly. Dark equals visible. Those dark lines really. In fact, I'm gonna heighten up. Yeah. I want to make this a little stronger. Yeah, that's better. And even, yeah. A little more in there. Cool. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Some high contrast will definitely help it. We also learned high eyebrows equals happy. Absurdly wide mouth. We like the absurdly wide mouth. It's actually, it's interesting how, I'll flip this around a little bit. If you zoom in there, you notice there are still quite a few little white spots in there, but they totally fade away once you, come on. There. Once you get some distance on it. Homeschooling is against the law. That sounds pretty draconian to me. It was very hard to do for me as a kid. My mom had to have a teaching certificate to homeschool, which fortunately she did because she ran the Montessori school. She wasn't actually a teacher there. She basically founded it, but she didn't teach. But she had the teaching certificate because sometimes a teacher would be out, so she had to get the teaching certificate. But yeah, she had to be a licensed teacher to homeschool, which is a little silly to me. All right. This is 8th May, 18. Sign it. All right, and we will move on. Showcase what I have in the journal up to now. I will. That's it. It's actually all up at here. So if you go to DeviantArt and you look there in the chat, BrettNewhall.deviantart.com, I've archived all my drawings in this and other workbooks. All right. So this goes to one page, and I'm going to go grab some water. So I'll be back in about 30 seconds. The eyebrows are made through offset in the manga too identical to the eyes. I agree. I would personally, I think what you're saying there is that the eyes and the eyebrows are basically the exact same line in the manga. Obviously one's a little thicker than the other, and they probably should be a little differentiated, and I agree. Where's my water? Where'd you go? There you are. Okay. I'm back. Hem asks, how do you feel about drawing mecha-related stuff? I'd love to, but I am not that good yet. I need to learn how to do that and get good. So there are some expressions here. I'm not sure what I'm seeing here. That's a cool expression, but I don't think I'm going to copy. No, we're not going to use that one. Denied. What have we got here? We've got, ooh, yeah, there's some cool things here. Yeah, this was interesting. So we're going to go here. I just need to crop it. I think even more. Yeah. Just pull in on Manta here. So I really like that expression. That inward expression, that thought to it. I want to see if I can capture that. So more expressions. Expression practice. But yeah, mecha's tough. One second, I want to expand that a little bit more. Okay. So we have this curve. It's interesting, kind of this. It's just a straight curve. And then that snub nose, which just kind of comes up like that, and up like that. Is that about right? That, maybe it doesn't even go up that. Okay, that's a little bit of curve. And then we'll do the hair falling. No, that's not right. The hair, so the hair is like this, kind of. And then it's like that. So it's kind of falling in these curves from this part up here. And then we've got it coming down like this. this has got to be so hard to figure out, is kind of where and how your hair would fall as your character is listing forward on this bench. Let's go ahead and give him the rest of his head. I'm not too worried about getting the hair exactly right, as long as it feels right. Yeah, that'll do for the hair. Again, it's not Monta, but it's close. Okay, so I do feel like I have the head more or less right, but that's going to go up a little bit more. So this goes more like this. Yep, that feels right. And then we have the eye. So it's parallel to that line, basically. And then it curves around in this weird sort of egg shape. Sort of a Kitaro sense here. And then the line comes like this. The eye should be closer and bigger. Let's redo that. So we have this coming around like this, I think, and then that more or less closer. Yeah, that feels a little better. We have that line, but it's curving up a little bit here. Give him that sense, and it's actually going down a little up here. This is quite subtle. And then I think we're going to need. Yeah, that's interesting. What am I missing? All right, so for one thing, it's more egg-shaped. So it's more of an oval. And I'm missing something about that. Oh, it's this. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay, that's what changes it. And he's actually a little more flattened around the bottom. It's the half-closed eyes. We're going to go a little further on the half-closed eyes. They should be like 2/3 closed. And then give him his eyes. Yeah, it's that almost drugged expression. Do I like drawing Naruto-style characters? I have never tried. Don't know. Naruto came kind of after my time, if you will. That wasn't the kind of manga I got into, so it wasn't the kind of thing I copied. Nothing against it. I'm very impressed with Kishimoto's style, but it's not something that really I gravitated towards immediately. I think a lot of us get into manga. Yeah, that's good. Okay. His chin could go farther down. Yeah. Yeah. I got some weird. There is some weirdness with the angle on his head in general. There should be more of the jowl there. Also, so it's almost like this. Yeah, it's a little better. So we need something more like that for his jawline. Also, I find interesting is that the more I draw, yeah, that's a little better. And his mouth needs to go further down. Is that right? Yeah, not a bit too much. Yeah, it's funny how that looks right positioning wise. It's funny how you can go back to an author that you've tried that you love and really appreciate it, and how you can go to other authors, other mangaka that maybe, I don't need this, that you never got into, but really appreciate what they did. How impressive are things like, oh gosh, Akira Toriyama, Kishimoto. Just their ability to put so much into just a few lines is nuts. The head bobbing line. I'm not going to do the head bobbing line because that's not what I'm trying to get across here. Actually, I'm trying to get across that inward emotion, as opposed to him falling asleep. It's not about him falling asleep. It's about him thinking. 'Cause you're right. It's not there, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. So let's do. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get this a little closer when I actually ink. We want that kind of flat there and coming back around. That's pretty nice. And we'll do. Yeah, okay. Not sure if that worked or not. And actually, he did not quite connect that line. I like that. And that's more of an oval. We will make sure that's more of an oval. Let's try to get this line, this snub nose. Not bad. Yeah, no smile, just as a straight line. And then we'll just go ahead and do some hair here. Okay. Some lines are easier, some are harder, depending on where you are. That's gonna come down like this, up like that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have this be a little shorter, and make this do this, and have that come down more like that. And I'm not sure if this is better or worse. Just playing around with these shapes in the moment. Ugh. Don't like that line, but that's alright. Oops, smudged. Clamp. Classic. Clamp's a weird style. That is one I might try to copy at some point. I'm intrigued by what Clamp does. Yeah, that's a pretty good expression there. Oops. So, lidded eyes equals focus. Low eyebrows intensity. We already saw that. But that kind of pulled that in. Small mouth. Thinking. / internal. You know, when you're thinking, you're doing this, or you're at least you don't have your mouth open when you're thinking, unless it's in a. But even that's more of a shock. Could be a. But usually when somebody's thinking, that mouth should be minimized. That's good to know. Hey, Shy Nerd Girl, Honeyflower. Yeah, it's interesting, those groups. They're, I mean, it's smart because you have multiple different creative folks all bringing their own, style to it. It seems to be rare. In fact, Clamp's the only one I can think of, which is bizarre. Before we forget, let's go back. This ain't bad, but watch this. Like magic, we suddenly have something much, much nicer. And the rest of that's all smudges, which again we'll just have to clean up in post. But there are those sketches. Happy with that. I think I am going to touch up. Are we getting any here? There we go. Yeah. I'm just going to take out the end of that tongue. I don't know, just annoying me. Not really getting much. There. Okay. Makes me a little happier. Happy little dot. Okay. We dry there yet? Yep, I think so. Oh, not quite dry there yet. There's a little bit back here, it's a little wet. Again, if I were a professional mangaka, I'm sure I'd set this aside for like an hour to dry. Have all those practices. But, alright. Cool. Yeah, I think, if it were up to me, I would find it very interesting to work with one of those groups that do a lot of sharing of responsibilities. I think that helps you not all go crazy. Ooh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, this is an expression I want to copy. Really, really bad. I'll crop it in. Oops. Let us have to take a quick break. Let's draw that. And I'm gonna need a fresh piece of paper. I'm gonna go fresh piece of paper on that one. This is the kind of drawing where I'm not incredibly thrilled with, but I learned a lot from. So I need a quick research break. So I'll be back in a few momentos. And I don't have any clips to show that aren't going to get me in trouble. So, yep, I'll just have to be back in a few minutes. Actually, you know what I will do? We'll do the standby again. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, obviously, well, not obviously, but most mangaka have staff, assistants, or such on hand to help them with their stuff. Certainly, every mangaka working on a series, something that's more than an occasional one shot, they have assistants. But Clamp is this interesting case. All right, more expression practice. And I just cannot print letters tonight for some reason. What am I doing? I could, yeah. I got a little shaved. All right. A little sharper. So I love this expression from Yo. And we're going to do this kind of curve of his head. That's a little too sharp. Whatever. And then we have this line that comes down here. Maybe going too big on the head. This line that comes out here and come up like this. Yeah, that's bigger than I want to go. Let's not go crazy. I'm going to do curve. Whoa. Whoa. What are you doing, Brent? Hold on. Is that right? Seems right. Okay. I'm going to have to trust myself on that one. All right, what do we got? We need this to come up a little bit further. Angles up like that. Yeah, that feels about right. This should be much straighter. All right, we'll start there. Let's do those eyes. So we have the underneath of this eye. And the straight across. Doomp. Let's get that eyebrow in. Burp, burp. Right into the hair. Burp. And then burp. With the pupil. I'll just do that for now. This should go back further. Should be larger eyes. And then over here we have this curve, interestingly. Kind of like that. That's weird. This comes like that. About like this. Kind of like that. And a little more, a little stronger in. This comes over to here. This is going to come right up to there. Okay. Curve. Pupil. Basically up to here. Yep. Interesting. He reminds me of someone. There's some, like, Yu-Gi-Oh character he's reminding me of, I think. Okay, so first off, that line should not be as strong. Shouldn't be as curved. Should not be as curved, excuse me. So we'll fix that. Up to the hair. We'll go ahead and fill in the hair just so we know what's going on there. That'll fill in. Okay, this goes down further. Yeah, okay. We want that to be more like this. Yeah, okay. You know, we want a more serious eye there. Thanks. Yeah, the proportions turned out pretty well this time, oddly. Again, the eye, oh, it curves more. So the underside of that eyelid curves more. So we want it to go more like that. Yeah, that matches the curvature over there. Closer. Okay. Yeah, that feels pretty right. Give him his freakishly low. What is going on there? His ears. Okay, whatever. And then we'll do a little bit of an idea of the. Yeah, and we'll give him the rest of his hair. Actually, yeah, let's do. No, that goes way out further. Way further out. Okay. Like that of there. And this goes out to like there. And then we're going to do, I'm not going to bother with the, oh, that's the problem. His hairline is like this. Doo-doo. And then he has the little like that, which should then sort of curve around. And we're gonna. So I'm getting that hair wrong, and there should be more up there. And then we'll go ahead and do. Okay, that's reasonably close, yo hair. So this goes basically all the way to the back. Need to make sure we have that curve. Make sure we have this curve. It matches that. All right, so that matches to there. Okay, I think once we ink this, it'll start to look right. Let's start with those eyebrows. Look at those angry eyebrows. Yeah. Want pretty pretty straight lines there, just to get that across. I think I have to darken that a little bit, curve that around like this to match that. Do something like that. Yeah, I'm liking that. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in just to give me my line. I'm not a fan of how this inner ear stuff turned out, so I'm just going to give him a quick thing there. Let's get this done. This is feeling good, got to admit. Sort that out a little bit. Down like that. Curve it back up. He has kind of twin tails. That's funny. And we'll just do, again, just kind of some. I really don't get this part of his hairstyle. Oh, smudging. Already smudging. Dang it. Dang it. Again, I do find that kind of significant. To getting the feel of it right. There's more of a curvature to his frown. I think is it a little further up? A little further up than that. Okay. Give him his little cute little nose. All right, that's getting somewhere. We'll give him his spiky hair, his Sonic the Hedgehog hair. He totally has Sonic hair. That's funny. Just realized that. All right. And then we will give him the insides. Ooh, that adds some intensity. Fill that in. I really love that. I'm not sure why that adds such intensity. Actually adds less intensity the more I fill that in, oddly. But yeah, that feels good. I'm not gonna blacken all of that. I will do that. Some other time. See you, Daniel. Thanks for stopping by. In fact, I think that might do it for us for tonight. So what did we learn? This is a little. We do have some proportional problems on here. What's weird is, okay, yeah, that's the actual proportions. I need to fiddle things around. So I did squeeze things around a little bit. It doesn't look as. That's interesting. So on camera, this looks really skewed, but it doesn't look as skewed to me here. So it's more like that actually, to my eye. But who knows? So what have we learned? We've learned Again, low eyebrows equals intensity. Also, low eyelids. They're remarkable. I think I'll use that term. Where, somebody with low eyelids, they're thinking, or in this case, he's very self-confident with those lids half closed. Interesting. And of course, we have that slight frown to indicate he's not happy anymore. That's really funny how bad that looks. How off that looks. It does not look that off to me at all. There's nothing to do with the camera, so it's more. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I think that'll do it for us for tonight. That was useful. I think next week I'm going to take what I've learned. We'll probably do a few more of these practices, and then I'm going to try drawing some of my own expressions using what I've learned here, and kind of go through and just play around with some expressions. So that'll be the plan for next week, and we'll continue on with doing some more chibi practice next week. So that's it. Thank you all very much. Until next time, keep drawing inward.